Luke, you're 18 years old and you're going to the World Cup. How does that sound?
I seriously can't believe it still. You know, when I found out that Ashley Cole wasn't going, then I had that thought that it could be me that was going. I didn't want to overthink like saying that I am definitely going, because I didn't receive anything that night. But when the squad come out the next morning, the afternoon, and I saw I was in it, me and my family were just sitting there and thinking, wow, I'm 18 years old and I'm going to a World Cup.
I mean, since making your debut earlier this year, at any point over those last couple of months, have you allowed yourself to think that you could or you might go to the World Cup this summer?
You'd always have that thought in your head that you might be picked, because you knew Roy was coming down to our games, and I'm watching quite a lot of our games, not just obviously for me, because we had the likes of Ads and Lambo and obviously Jay and obviously Kleiny, Corky have all been doing well as well. So it wasn't just for me, but like I said, when Ashley Cole got told yesterday, I thought that on Sunday, I thought it could be my chance.
Because it did sort of play out in quite a strange way, didn't it? Obviously, Ashley made it public on Sunday evening, obviously after we'd just played a game against Manchester United, that he wasn't going to be in the squad. But there was still that nervous 12 or so hours for you. Yeah,
that's what I thought. I thought everyone was getting a phone call on that Sunday night, so I was sitting speaking with Ads and Lambo. We was like, has any of you got a call? But when it went past 10 o'clock, none of us had that call, so we thought maybe it might have been the 7 that are not going, and it was. And like I said, when I found out I was in it, it's the best feeling ever.
It must have been a very strange evening, because obviously all the squad was together on Sunday night, having just played your last game. Were you all literally sitting there looking at your phones, looking at one another, trying to wait for something to happen?
Yeah, we was all asking each other, even the gaffer and the staff was like, have you heard anything? But like I said, none of us had heard anything, so we didn't know what was going on.
Ricky certainly said that over the last week, maybe even weeks, that he's been struggling with his sleep, things like that, thinking about the build-up to this announcement that you had on Monday. Has that been the case for you, or was it a little bit less expectation for you?
No, I think it was less for me. You know, I didn't have that feeling that I was definitely going, so it wasn't bothering me too much. I think my club football was more important at the time. I just wanted to finish the games and wait for that Monday to come around, you know, to see if I had got picked.
Does that say all then really about in terms of your expectation levels and how much of a surprise it was that you weren't really letting it affect you because you didn't really know if it would happen?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I wasn't expecting the call. I was expecting maybe I might be in the 30-man squad. So to get that call, to know that I'm going to be representing my country in a World Cup when I'm only 18 is the best feeling in the world, you know, and I want more of it.
If you could sum it up in one emotion, what was that when that text came through around midday-ish on Monday?
Shocked, you know. It's like I said, I'm still 18, and to think 4 years ago I was just sitting on my sofa at home watching the World Cup, and now I'm going to be involved in it is unbelievable.
I was going to ask you that actually. I mean, you know, World Cup 2010. You know, there's players who are going to this World Cup who played in it. You sitting on the sofa watching it.
Yeah, sitting watching them, and it's going to be so weird, you know, to know I'm involved in the World Cup. Like I said earlier, like there's no better feeling than to know that you're going to be playing for your country in the biggest tournament in the world, and the whole world are going to be watching it, you know, and I just can't wait.
How special is the World Cup to a young footballer growing up, especially one that's being played in Brazil? It's a huge occasion for any footballer, surely. It's
massive, you know. I'm sure if you ask any young kid in the world what they would want to play in or do, and I'm sure the majority would say I want to play in the World Cup and represent my country, and to be doing that it's just unreal. I'm still shocked that I'm actually going.
You were quite, you know, you said a lot of kind words about Ashley Cole after your debut in terms of how he treated you and what he was like, for example, during at half-time when you were coming on to replace him. It seems that he's really shown his class and his maturity over the last 3 days. Is that something that you've sort of seen in him during the times you've met him?
Yeah, definitely. When I first met him at England, and he come up to me before I come on half-time, and he just said, look, just go out and enjoy it, and just enjoy every minute of the game you play, you know, and for me that was something very special, because as a youngster, like I said many of times, I've watched him play over the last 6 years, you know. To hear that from the best left back in the world in his prime is a very good thing.
You obviously meet up this Sunday in terms of beginning training camps and things like that. At what point do you think it will start to settle into your mind that you are going to a World Cup?
When I think I meet up with all the squad, you know, I think it will start to kick in then. But the last couple of days, you know, I haven't actually been like sort of buzzing about it. Do you know what I mean? I've been thinking, am I really going? But I'm sure when it comes to Sunday night, I'm sure I'll be thinking it.
And obviously there's steps along the journey really over the coming month or so in terms of the time you fly over to Brazil and when you arrive at the stadium for that Italy game. I suppose each of those steps will heighten that excitement a little bit more.
Yeah, and I'm going to pray that I don't get injured. You know, I don't want anything. I don't want to pick up any knocks or pull anything. I'm just hoping I stay injury free so then I can be on that plane to Brazil.
Can you believe how far you've come even in 1 year? I mean, you hadn't made your England under-21 debut this time last year.
Yeah, I know. Time flies, you know, and like you said, it was a year ago that I made my under-21 debut, and now I'm going to a World Cup. Things can happen really fast, you know, and you've seen it not just for me, but obviously with Ricky and Adam with the call. So no, things at Southampton have been really good this year, and I think we all deserve it. On
the subject of your two Saints teammates then, how extra special is this to know that two of them are going with you, and not just in the 30-man squad, but in the 23?
Yeah, it's very special, and I'm sure it's not just special for us three. I bet it's a great feeling for the fans as well. You know, they've been stuck with us in the bad times. You know, they've come through League One, and to see, especially with the likes of Ads and Lambo, that have done that journey and come through, and now to see them going off to a World Cup. And us flying in the league, you know, we finished 8th with the best points that we could have achieved. So no, it's great, and I'm just really happy for them too as well.
I mean, for them too. I mean, as you say, it's been a 5-year journey, really, hasn't it? Ricky came to the club in 2009, and they've really had to see some tough times, those two players. For them now to be going to a World Cup is just incredible, really.
Yeah, it's just, like I said, it's great. It's great for them as well, and the fans to see they've come through that journey, you know, all together, and to see them, they're going to go and represent their country in a World Cup. From 3 years ago, they were playing in League One to now going to a World Cup. It's unbelievable.
Do you remember the first time you trained with Ricky and Adam?
No, I don't think so. I think maybe when we was under 18s, if someone picked up a knock or something, you would go in and make up the numbers. But I can't remember the exact time I trained with them.
But I mean, you must have sort of seen their class, and that bond, you know, between the three of you seems to have certainly built over the last couple of years.
When we were youngsters, we'd always watch their training anyway, because we weren't that far away from them. So you could always see their class, you know, and you could always tell that they were gonna become unbelievable players, and look what's happened.
In terms of the reaction that you've had over the last couple of days, I mean, I imagine social media and news coverage and stuff like that means it's quite hard for you to switch off. Have you been overwhelmed slightly by the amount of attention you've had over the last couple of days?
Yeah, it's been very, very good for me, you know, but I've tried to keep off the Twitter sites, you know what I mean, because I have had loads of messages. I've had bundles of texts and like I said, messages of people, and it's really nice for me, you know, not just for me, but obviously my family as well. So.
How much are you looking forward to these next couple of weeks and months then? I mean, it's going to be an incredible time for your career, surely.
Yeah, definitely, and it's going to be something that when I'm older, and if I have kids or whatnot, that I'm going to tell them, and it's something that I will cherish forever.
I mean, it's the perfect way to end what's been an incredible season for you as well.
Yeah, definitely. I said earlier, it's been a great season for us as a whole, and hopefully at the World Cup we can come out with something there.
In terms of England's chances, it seems, and certainly this is something that Adam and Ricky have both pinpointed, that expectation levels seem to be about right for the first time in a couple of major tournaments. It's always been said that England perhaps struggle with over-expectation and things like that, but it seems now there's a genuine mood of optimism both among the fans and the players who are going to the tournament.
Yeah, I think as players we had that meeting before the Denmark game when we played at Wembley, you know, that we're not going there just to play, you know, in the World Cup. We're going there to win it, and I think all the fans are starting to realise now that we've got a young fresh squad, and who knows what may happen.
Well, I think it's only perhaps 6 players who've played at a World Cup before. I mean, this is a much younger, much more fresh squad perhaps than has been to the last couple of World Cups, and I think that's perhaps behind that optimism, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. But look, we're going to win the tournament, and taking the majority of the younger players, we're building for the future as well, you know. So the future looks very bright for England.
I think it's worth a word just for Jay Rodriguez as well. Obviously a fantastically celebratory occasion for the club when 3 of you get named in the squad, but all the indications we're getting is that it could well have been 4, but for that unfortunate injury that Jay picked up.
I've said that before. I said Jay. Well, I think Jay was going to Brazil, you know, and when he picked up that injury, I was devastated for him. But us 3 have spoke. You know, we're going there. We're going there for him really, and we're going to make him proud.
I see the cat